Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome back to my channel Leela Web Dev. In this video, what we will try to do it is, so here we are trying to make only a single request, right? So to do /1 only. Now what I will try to do it, we will try to store in the cache API request the multiple URLs like to do /1, to do /2, like that we will try to do it. So for that one, what I would be trying to do it is, instead of maintaining the global variables like that, so we will try to maintain a local variables only. So it was looking not nice. So it is not a correct solid principles to maintain the global variables like this. So in that request, what I will try to do, so here instead of maintaining the global request, I will pass it as a parameter to this function. So now here what is it is expecting? So request. So let's pass this one as a request, and here get cache, and this one is also cache it is expecting, and also the request it is expecting. And here it is expecting three things: cache, request, response. Cache, request, and also the response. Fine. And get cache is there, which is expecting the cache comma request. And to do response means what it is expecting, the request it is expecting. Let's try to save the request. As we don't have the request, we'll try to do it. And the save to cache also is expecting the cache, request, and response. Cache and request and also the response. Fine. So this is all about the thing. And now what I would be trying to do it is, so we are having the request and also the cache, right? So let's try to remove this one, and we will try to generate request URL, let's say. So in this generate request URL, so what you would be able to get, to do ID I would be able to get. And here I can have something like constant URL is equal to, I will take this entire thing, and here I would be pasting this one. Sorry. I will be pasting here like this, and I will do one. Here I will do dollar of ID, and here I will return new request of URL finished. So now we are trying to generate the new request. Expected. Fine. So now we are generating the request. So now here this one is completed. So here we can pass the dynamic one, and cache we need to remove it. And here we can have something like constant cache, and here we can have constant request is equal to generate request URL of. So right now we are having only one, and we have generated it. So that's it. So now we have removed the global variables. Let's try to see this one, so how it is behaving. And if I go here and if I launch the todo.html open with live server, let's try to see the output. So go to the inspect element and go to the applications, and I will delete this cache, and let's try to refresh this page. Here we got the to do /1, and it has made the request one, and next onwards it is not making the request, and we are able to see the console. So now whatever the things we have did it, so its one is completed. So now the next one which I will be trying to do it is the multiple URLs which we are planning. The multiple URLs we will plan it now. So now instead of planning it like that, what I would be trying to do is, so here I will have a one div and a label. Let's make the user only to select to do, and here I can have a select, and I will keep here to do hyphen select, and here I can have the option value is equal to 1. Here I can maintain the 1, and we can 2 3 4 5, try to maintain it as 2 3 4 5. Here also 5 4 3 2. So now here I can have the div button and get value. So I will try to get the value, and we'll try to see. So now we got the value here. Okay, now what I will be trying to do it is here. So we got the value, and I will make it as a get to do button. So this is the thing which I will be trying. Now let's go to the todo.js file, and here I can have in such a way that document dot add event listener of, so when the DOM content is loaded, so init function I will write to it, and here I can have the function init, so I can have it like this. So here I can have constant get to do button, let's say to do button element is equal to document dot query selector of, I think it is an do hyphen button. Let's try to take this one, and let's go here, and here I will add it as a to do button. Now we got the, need to get this get to do select element, right? Document dot query selector. I think we don't need this one. I think we need it. Let's try to see. To do button element dot add event listener of click. So whenever it happens that click. So now what I need to do, so handle or otherwise get to do value event. Let's try to have value event. Okay, so we can have it like this. Now we are already having the init, I think, right? No, we are not having any init. One also getting executing, and this one also getting executing. Okay, let's keep it like that only. What I will be trying to do it is, so instead of having this entire code here, okay, and I will go and add in this one only, so I can maintain this one as init. So here we don't have this one on. So when the DOM is loaded, so we can open the cache at the first time only when the DOM is loaded, so we can maintain it inside here only. Okay, and generate request URL, we should not create it. Let response get cache of cache comma request, you don't need it. So here this is all goes into the get to do value element. So let's try to take this entire thing. Okay, and here get to do value element. So here I will have function get to do value event, then event, and here it's all the code goes into here. So we need to get the request URL, generate request URL of 1. So what I will be trying to do it is, so here I will try to have in such a way that I will call it here like this, and inside this one I will get the cache. We need to have the cache, so the cache should be open only once. Fine, so we got this here. We are having, try to see. So here we got the cache is finished. So generate request URL. So here we will use to get the constant to do select element is equal to document dot query selector of, I think the name is to do hyphen select, to do hyphen select, and here I can do constant to do id is equal to do select element dot value, constant to do id, nothing but the to do id, and now here I will send the to do id. Now we got the request, and if the response is not there, then we are trying to get the to do response of request and save to cache. This is all is finished. So let's try. That's it, right? Let's try to save this one, and fully everything is working fine. Let's see the output. So how could be the output is saying? Let's see whether there is any errors or something. await is only valid in async functions modules. Okay, doing some issue. Okay, we are having await. This is all the thing. Let's go into here, and I think we can do some, can eliminate some things. I think here we are having the await cache open. Okay, so this could be like this, and here, so we are getting the fetch and we are calling here, so there is no need of having the async here. Already this fetch request will return you the promise only, so wrapped with, so I can use directly the return of fetch, and here this one is okay, and here also there is no need of having the async. Why? Because we are already returning the promise. So again, we cache.match return the promise again. Unnecessarily doing this one all is a waste of time. So here I can do cache.put. Okay, so here we need to wait it. So let's go to here. Okay, and async function emit is there and constant cache, and we are able to get it, and here true value, and this one also is there, and we need to use the async here. So now everything hopefully looks good. Get to do value event, and here fine, that's it. Try to see the output for this one, and here if I go into here, let's refresh this one, and in the application I'm clearing the cache, and let's see what could be the output here. So if I try to click on this one, if I try to get value, and we are getting it is an undefined. Here we need to check whether what could be the value for this one. So let's go into our code. What is the code here? So we are getting the document.query selector. Oh, to add hash, right? So let's go into here, the output, and let's delete this one. Let's go here, refresh it, and I click on this one. So we are able to get the value, and the one is called here. So let's go to the 2, and I get it here 2, it is called, and in the application also 2 request has been saved. So this time what I will try to do here, I will try to call the 1, and in the network we will see whether it is calling or not. Get value, it is not calling, and we are able to get the data which is coming from the cache this time. And if I try to click on this 3 4 again, so here this time we are able to make the cache 4. So if I try to get the value again here cache 4 is there. So this is it is getting from the cache, and we are able to see it in the console. So this is how we can store the multiple values or multiple URLs cache request in the application. So this is how we will be doing it. So just I was trying to show you the demo for this one. So now we have refactored it somewhat. So we can also do little more refactoring also. So here we are having this one all. So instead of getting here all, so we can do in such a way that we can copy this entire thing. Constant to do ID is equal to get to do ID, right? So there is no need. So we need to get it to do ID. So here I can have something like function get to do ID. Here I can have it something like this, and I can paste it, and here you're able to get this one, and I can return the to do ID. That's it. So we can have it like this, and generate request URL and get to do ID and get cache to do response save to cache. So everything is properly niced and properly designed. So in the init you are having, and you're opening only the first time only, so only one time you are opening it, and we are able to get the query selector of to do element, and we have attached it, and we are trying to check it, and remaining all is one and the same only. And also we have removed the global URL, global variables, let it remote cache and request, and now we have made it as a local URL, local variable, so that we cannot able to access it outside. And this one is a clean architecture. So that's what about the thing, and in the next video we'll try to see about how we can render this one. Instead of having the console, we'll render it, and how to delete the cache. So like those type of things also we'll try to see. So that's it guys about this one. So hope you understand about this concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.